In a world that feels overwhelming at times, have you ever stopped to think about the invisible forces protecting your emotional well-being? Today we will explore the unseen barriers that keep us safe from emotional harm. Join us as we uncover these hidden aspects of our psyche and how they play a crucial role in our lives. And don't forget, we have a special bonus tip at the end of the video, which masterfully connects all these emotional shields. It's an essential piece of insight, so make sure you don't miss it. Number 1. Rationalization, the mental gymnastics champion. Rationalization is when we make excuses for our actions or feelings, twisting the narrative to suit our comfort zone. It's like a mental gymnastics routine that we all perform, often without even realizing it. But why do we do this? Think of it as a self-protection strategy. Say you splurge on a luxury item that's way out of your budget. Instead of admitting it was an impulsive buy, you convince yourself it was a necessary reward for all your hard work. Sounds familiar, right? It's our mind's clever way of avoiding guilt or regret. But here's the twist. While rationalization can cushion the immediate blow to our ego, it's like putting a band-aid on a deep cut. It doesn't solve the problem. It just covers it up for a while. By constantly justifying our actions, we risk losing touch with reality and our true motivations. So next time you catch yourself crafting a justification for that extra slice of cake or skipping the gym, pause and ask, am I being honest with myself? Breaking the habit of rationalization leads to more authentic choices and a deeper understanding of who we really are. After all, honesty, especially with ourselves, is always the best policy. Number 2. Projection, the blame game we all play. Projection is our mind's sneaky way of dealing with emotions or thoughts we're not quite comfortable with. For instance, if you're feeling a bit jealous, instead of admitting it, you might accuse your friend of being the green-eyed monster. It's easier to spot these emotions in others than to confront them in ourselves. But here's the catch. When we project, we're not just passing the buck, we're missing out on valuable self-reflection. It's like wearing reverse glasses, seeing your own traits in others, but not in yourself. And this can lead to misunderstandings and conflicts, as we might confront someone else for something that's actually our issue. The silver lining: recognizing when we're projecting is the first step to owning our feelings. It's about turning those glasses around and seeing ourselves more clearly. This not only helps us understand ourselves better, but also builds stronger, more genuine relationships. After all, it's much more rewarding to deal with our own emotions than to make them someone else's problem. Number 3. Denial, the not me syndrome. It's like wearing blindfolds in a room full of elephants. We know they're there, but we choose not to see them. Denial is our brain's go-to method for avoiding uncomfortable truths. Say you're consistently late to meetings. Instead of acknowledging your poor time management, you blame traffic, the weather, or your alarm clock. It's like having an invisible shield that deflects reality. But here's the twist. While denial might seem like a handy short-term fix, it's like putting off a dentist appointment. The problem doesn't go away, it just gets worse. Living in denial can lead to missed opportunities for growth and even more significant issues down the road. The good news is that facing the problem head-on can be liberating. When we stop saying "not me" and start saying "maybe me," we open the door to genuine self-improvement. It's about removing the blindfolds and seeing what's really going on. By embracing reality, we can start making positive changes, whether it's setting 5 alarms or leaving the house earlier. After all, the first step to solving a problem is admitting there is one. I hope you're finding this video insightful so far. If you are, why not show a little support? A quick like, a comment, or a subscribe would mean so much. Number 4. Displacement, redirecting the emotional traffic. Displacement is our mind's way of dealing with emotions that feel too heavy to land where they belong. Imagine you had a tough day at work, and instead of addressing it, you snap at your friend over something trivial. It's not about the small thing your friend did, it's about rerouting your frustration from its original destination. But here's the catch. While it might feel easier to let these emotions land on a more convenient runway, it's like sending your luggage to the wrong airport. It solves nothing and creates confusion all around. The people in our lives become unintended baggage claim areas for emotions that aren't theirs to handle. The silver lining is recognizing when we're doing this. By understanding that our irritation with a dog's barking isn't really about the dog, we start to deal with our emotions more honestly. It's about letting the emotional traffic land where it should, leading to healthier relationships and a better understanding of ourselves. After all, dealing with our feelings directly might take more effort initially, but it sure makes for a smoother landing. Number 5. Regression. The time machine of emotions. Regression happens when we're under stress and suddenly we're acting like kids again. If you're overwhelmed at work, instead of dealing with the stress, you might find yourself throwing a temper tantrum just like a 5-year-old who can't have dessert before dinner. It's our mind's way of escaping to a time when things were simpler and someone else took care of the big problems. The thing is, while it might feel momentarily comforting to revert to these childlike behaviors, it doesn't really solve anything and can leave us feeling a bit silly. Our adult problems need adult solutions, not the strategies we used when we were still little kids. Recognizing when we're regressing is key. It's about saying, okay, I'm feeling overwhelmed right now, but I've got adult tools to deal with this. By acknowledging our regression, we can gently guide ourselves back to the present, dealing with life's challenges in a way that's more fitting for our adult selves. Growing up might be optional, but growing wise is always a good choice. Number 6. Reaction formation, the emotional contradiction. Reaction formation refers to when we express the opposite of our real feelings. For example, if you have strong negative feelings towards someone, you might act overly kind to them instead. It's a way of hiding your true feelings under a mask of the opposite emotion. While this might seem like a good strategy to avoid conflict, it can lead to internal turmoil. You're constantly balancing between your genuine feelings and the front you're putting up. This can be draining and confusing, not just for you, but also for others who might sense that your actions don't match your true feelings. Recognizing when we're engaging in reaction formation is important. This means acknowledging our true emotions and understanding that it's okay to feel negative about someone or something. By aligning our actions with our real feelings, we can live more authentically and reduce the emotional strain. It's healthier and more straightforward to be true to our feelings rather than constantly opposing them. Bonus point: intellectualization, the brain's shield. Here, our brain steps in as a shield, using logic and reason to block out emotional stress. Intellectualization involves focusing on tasks, details, and logic to avoid emotional discomfort. For instance, someone going through a breakup might fixate on the practical aspects like dividing belongings or moving out, steering clear of the emotional pain. It's like focusing on the technicalities of a story, ignoring its emotional plot. While this can provide a temporary safe zone, it's important to remember that emotions don't just vanish because they're ignored. By consistently sidestepping the emotional aspects, we might be missing out on important insights about ourselves and our relationships. The key is balance. It's about acknowledging and understanding our emotions, not just the rational side of things. When we integrate emotional understanding with intellectual analysis, we achieve a more holistic view of our experiences. This approach allows us to address our feelings and thoughts comprehensively, leading to healthier emotional processing. After all, the heart and mind work best when they work together. Having explored the emotional shields at your disposal, what's next in your quest for personal empowerment? Learn how to stop negative self-talk or watch 13 life lessons, which will be your guide to deeper understanding and resilience. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more insights into personal development.